I would frame it as our world has got to change from Canadian content to world content. And
I think it's that the media is going to play a central role in that rebranding. And if you look at sort of, I would argue the golden age, well, at least for me as a child, the golden age of Canadian television was CTV and the kids in the hall. You know, in the US, they've always used their media to further their own dominance in terms of the American story. And if you look at a lot of the movies that, you know, maybe not that have come out recently, but the ones that came out back in the 80s and 90s, they were always very pro American and they spread that message to the entire world. So
great
I
point.
think
Great point.
I think Tony's point about turning CBC into a content creator like the BBC is not just important because it would take $1.4 billion off of our deficit. I think it's also because it would potentially give us something to be proud of again. This is maybe the first time in the history of media where, well, maybe back when it was radio only, but where budgets don't matter like they used to. It's now about creativity because what you can do with AI completely levels the playing field. We could now create science fiction movies on level with Hollywood at a fraction of the budget. And in fact, also maybe for the first time in a very long time, it's almost an advantage to not have giant overheads.
And to me, the beautiful thing about content is it's almost a celebrity. It has a spotlight. It has a cachet. James Cameron's coming back to Canada to produce his next film franchise. Reynolds is going to be producing his next IP in Canada in partnership with this fund. And next thing you know, we're looking around going, that's Canada that's going to be producing for the world. So this is why I look at content as sort of the Trojan horse. But my belief in Canada is just doesn't begin and end with content. It's repurposing a lot of the stupid money we spend in areas that have very little value, that create no recurring revenue, no recurring tax base, and repurposing it with entrepreneurs. Why not create an epicenter where you come for first mover advantage to Canada, where your IP is here? You've got a supercomputer to model how this will succeed in markets around the world. You've got branding experts, some of the best advertising agencies of the world. The Zulus and Rethinks are in Canada. We're going to bring all of this, the sales energy, all this stuff. So you bring your ideas to Canada, and we'll be the petri dish of the world. This is the kind of thinking we need as a country.